Hello, I'm Rick Stivers. I'd like to welcome you to Young Martin's Reels. And today's project is going to be this pair of South Bend Oren-O-Matic. I have no idea what Oren-O-Matic means, but it's OREN-O-Matic. Balanced reel, number 1140, model D. I've got two of these, and well, the reality is they didn't work. I messed around with them just a little bit to see if I could get them up and working, and I have been able to make them both operational again. So I'm going to show you what we did to do that. They're both the same, so I'm only going to do one on the video. But we're going to start off by, well, first off, I will show you how this thing works. Okay, you've got a wind-up side latch over here. Okay, that will in turn tighten out and preset this line. There you go. And then in order to wind it back in, you hit this lever over here, push it down, and it will wind the line back in. All right. Well, neither one of these were working, and I took them apart, and it was choke grease was the problem. And I'm going to show you how to take these apart. If these heads come apart, I don't know how it is. I was unable to take either head apart. So let's go ahead though, and I'll show you how to take the spring and head assembly off. And you just take that screw out. And, oh, hang on. I almost did it. Let's go ahead and take all the tension off. In order to take the tension off of this, you simply turn in. Grab this ring right here, and you turn it, and it will pull all the tension off. Okay, now that the tension is off, this should lift right straight out, and it does. And both pieces come out together. And what we're going to do, we're going to clean this and scrub it up in here. But I believe that this should come off. And I just don't know how it comes off. I've tried prying a little bit up inside here to see if I could get it to pop off. But I think that was on the other one. This one looks like maybe it's going to come off. You can't see in there very well, but yeah, there we go. Now I can see it. And we're going to try to get onto that post. There we go, and I got it off. All right. Hopefully I didn't break it. Let's see what it takes to hold it. Okay. What it takes, you've got a hook right here. See this hook? All right, that hook hooks into a slot in the spring right there, and that's what grabs that and takes off and allows you to wind it in. Okay, this spring is in here really tight. Maybe it would come out, but I don't know. Let's see. I don't really want to take it out if I can help it, if I can see under it without it. I just want to lift up just to look under it, and I don't see anything there that's going to easily come apart on this. Okay, so there's the spring separated. I don't know what it would take to take this off. I don't want to break a perfectly good reel, just to be curious. I know it has a release in it that allows you to release the spring, but aside from that, I don't see anything else. So we're going to leave that part alone. If you've got one of these that's jammed up, maybe you'll want to take it apart, but this one's functional, so I'm not going to. All right, we're going to go ahead and oil the spring so that when we wind it in, that oil is going to seep in between the bands of the spring and allow it to lubricate. All right, we'll set that to the side. That brings us over here, and we need to take this spool out. Well, in order to take that out, I believe what we do is we pull this lever down, and then this will come out like so. Okay, and that allows us to clean this, which is what I'm going to do. We're going to clean around this housing. Now, this is the part that I believe was gummed up. If you look inside here, let's see if I can blow this up to the point where you can see it adequately. All right, what you have here is this is a spring that's inside here. And this lever takes and forces the spring back the opposite way and allows it to release. All right, so all we're going to do to clean this up, we're going to spray some WD-40 into here. And we're going to clean it out a little bit with a brush. Get all the old grease and oil out of there. Okay. Now what you can do is this screw down here will come out. You can remove that, and that takes this bar out. Okay, if you feel the need. I've taken it out once, don't feel a need to take it out again. But we'll go ahead now and clean the excess dirt and WD-40 out of here, out of the spring. Like so. And we'll come back and add a little bit of real grease to it. Like so. And then we're going to clean this side of the spool here. And let's bring this back out now. All right, we're going to clean the outside of this drum that grabs hold of. We've got grease on this post here, which I did not mean to actually get grease on the post. It just got there. We'll wipe that off, and we're going to oil that post. Then we're going to take a cotton swab and run it through the inside of the spool. Clean that out good. And then the last part we need to do is clean up this gear. Once you know that you've got all the old grease out of the teeth of the gear, you set it aside. Now what I didn't do is I didn't wipe the inside of this case, and I need to do that real quick. Okay, what we're going to do is come back now, and this is spring-loaded based on that. I think it's that spring in there that's keeping it spring-loaded, but I don't see another spring on here. Yeah, there is. We've got a coil spring here. So in order to help take care of that, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil down inside here to help protect that coil spring and allow those pieces to flow against each other well without squeaking. All right, with that done, we're going to come back, add a tad of grease to the outside of your barrel here. And then we're going to take our line and wrap it around the inside of the spool, and then slide this back in. Now there we go. Pull down the handle, and that will allow it to snap back down inside the spring. With that done, we're going to come back and clean this guy up. So I'm going to go off camera for a second, clean this up, and I'll be right back to you. All right, I contemplated taking this down and spraying it with carburetor cleaner and washing the last of the black grease out of here, but I decided against it. I've decided instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a shot of oil here. Spin that around a little bit, work that oil in, and then I'm going to come over to this side and I'm going to give it a shot of oil around the stem here. Spin that up. Then I'm going to put grease on the splines of the pinion here. A little grease on the shaft. And we're going to put a little bit of grease onto the teeth of this gear. and that should take care of it. All right, now we've got to fit this back inside here and get that hook dug into the spring. Okay. And I don't know how difficult that's going to be to do. There we go. So far, so good. And it's hooked. Okay, that was easy enough. We're going to wipe this excess oil out that is dripping down in here. That's the oil that I put on that shaft on the opposite side. It worked its way through now. Okay. All right. Got that done. We're ready to come back. Now we've got this cutout slot right here. That's going to go over here where these release is. So let's slide this shaft in and work that down over there. And now we need to drop that down. And the only thing we've got left to do there is get the screw to drop in to the hole. Remember that there's just flat sides on this shaft, and you've got to get those in. Boy, my fingernails look lovely now, don't they? After messing with that. Okay. Let's go ahead. Tighten down the screw. Okay. That hook is not in that spring. You hear it popping loose? That's the hook in that spring. Well, it seems to be in there tight. Okay. Line it up. Okay. All right, and there we go. Let's go ahead and wind it up. And pull the line out. Okay, and as we trip the button, we should be able to control the line going back in. There we go. Okay, so realistically, this is a pretty simple reel. You just have to make sure things are aligned properly. So you got the South Bend Oren-O-Matic balanced reel, model 1140, model D, or number 1140, model 8, model. All right, here you have the South Bend Oren-O-Matic balanced reel, number 1140, model D. And it's a pretty simple little reel, folks. Once you're done with it, you need to take the tension off of it by grabbing hold of it here and turning this, and that releases the tension. Okay? And let's make sure that we have this screw tight. And this screw tight, which we didn't. All right. And I think that might have been what was causing it to bind. It's that loose screw is loose. So there you go. And they both work the same way. They're identical reels. And they both are functional and working perfectly now. They just both need new line on them. So I got to clean this up a little bit on the outside. And there you go. Nice reels. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Tell me what it is you didn't like about it. For now, that's Rick Stivers with Young Martin's Reels, signing out.